Welcome, 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 everyone. It's Web3 Gaming Night tonight. I've got Honest in the house with me. We're going to chat about everything Web3 Gaming. We've got Mavia hitting records. My God, man, this is nuts. We're going to go through their incredible rise in 4 days to 1 million global downloads on the App Store and the Google Play Store. That's absolutely crazy, man. We're going to do some big time. We're going to do some alluvium. We're going to hit on a couple of other things, including your favorite DFK. What's going on with all those guys over there? But before we get started, man, Honest, how are you doing, my man?
Fantastic. Glad to be here, brother. Loving your entire display. You guys are here. You get to actually see how everything is looking from his side. It's amazing. The guy doing good work. You know what I mean? Glad to be here, brother.
Thank you so much, man. I'm just happy to put on a good show for the audience. Try to get a little bit better every single show. You know what I'm talking about, and
Of course.
it's crazy time right now when it comes to Web3 gaming, and we've got so much going on. It's getting
Oh,
to be fun, right? I mean, this is like I'm gonna give the guys a little bit of overview of what we did last weekend with you and Sticks Intern and the boys on the
yes.
on the Mythic Squad tourney. But
Yes.
God, I mean, so what's exciting you right now? What's the biggest thing right now that you're just like, man, this is just mind blowing?
Man, honestly, seeing Mavia hit 100K was enough for me. Never mind 500K to 1 million. Like I was just blown away because I've been watching Mavia for a long time. Like if you guys go back in my channel, I was doing reviews on Mavia like a year ago, even more. And to see them actually transition and come out and actually put their game out and to have this much success, like man, I'm hyped about that, dude. I'm loving it,
Oh my
and
God.
plus other things as well,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it's been a crazy uprising here just in the first week, and tomorrow is their token generation event, right? This is their airdrop. The Mavia tokens actually coming out. That's going to be the time when it gets to be really fun. But I
Yes.
wanted to really quickly before people get into this too much, we'll hop right over here to your channel, the ALP podcast. This is
Oh,
where you announced over 3.5 hours of void hunt fights this weekend, and you do so much other content on here. It's such a cool place to go. Make sure that if you haven't been out there, go check out ALP's channel, Web3 Gaming, everything gaming. What's been the latest thing that you've been getting excited about on your channel?
I've been doing a lot of shorts, man. A lot of big time shorts. Since we're talking big time today, I do a lot of them. People are loving the big time shorts, and I've been getting into small form content. I'm trying to do a lot of DFK little tutorials and guides, about 15-20 minute little video contents. But yeah, a lot of shorts is kind of my thing right now.
That's
I'm
cool.
loving
That's
it.
good. Get them in,
Yes.
get them out, get that content created, you know what I'm talking about. And then when you
Yeah.
come over to X, yeah, this is the easy place to come out here, get everything there is to know about what's happening in Honest Life. We
Oh,
got all the little tidbits of information that are happening, including Crypto Grady here getting ready for his big fight
yeah.
coming up. Yeah,
Yes.
baby.
Go show him some love, man. Everybody go retweet that. Show him some love. Hit a comment. Make sure you guys give your support for him. He needs it. Go show him that support, man. I'm happy for him. I can't wait to see him get in there and do the best he can. Regardless, I'm always going to be here for Grady, whatever route he goes. You know what I mean? So go show him some love, guys.
Exactly. Love Grady. He was on last Monday night. Got a chance to chat with him a little bit. He's got to get his cardio in place, but after that, he's ready to go and get
Yeah.
beat up or beat somebody up, right? Gonna be so cool. Big shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Sergeant Filthy, McNasty with the Candor Gander, J Dub, Spyrocate 75, Be Easy Skiller, and the man
Hey,
himself, Doug Hype. Gonna see you hopefully next month at ETH Denver, brother. Hope all's going well. Going out to the markets today. Man, everything's going good except for the Ronin token. What's up with that? Negative 26%. Jeez,
a big
what's happening in
sell-off.
the crypto markets today?
Big sell-off for Ronin, but it's okay. The community is going to pick it right back up. They did the same thing last time. It's normal. They're bumping up, hit $3. Big sell-off. I'm sure it'll bump back up to 350. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
doing well. Great network, by the way. Ronin Network, guys. Look into Ronin Network. Huge gaming network, guys. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah, I know Ronan's run up a lot. I know that Jesus Martinez, aka Classy Games, is all about Ronan. Ever since he started chatting about them, they've shot up from about 60 cents or so to $3. So that's a nice 5x. I mean, everybody loves that. And how can you not like having 500K daily active users on your chain, playing Axie, playing Pixels, playing everything? I mean,
Slant.
that's cool. But we're enough talking about Ronans now. We've got to talk about the Mavia token.
Yes.
This is what's happening tomorrow, guys. It's on 8 different exchanges: Bybit, KuCoin, Gate, HTX, Crypto.com, Mexi, Uniswap. It's everywhere. The only problem I don't like about this bad boy is it's on ETH. You know,
Yes.
they chose Ethereum. So I mean, what's the gas going to be like? We all know that Crypto Kitties knocked this thing, Ethereum down in 2017. Not that we're in 2017 anymore, but having those ETH gas fees is going to be a pain in the butt, right?
I know, but who knows? Who knows? I'm thinking in the next couple years, there's going to be a lot of games swapping around, jumping from all types of chains and doing all types of stuff. I don't know what's going to happen, but I would love to see them on Ronin Network, to be honest. If Mavia can jump over to Ronin, I think that would be fantastic. But of course, right now they're on ETH. So yes, gas fees, guys. So make sure you guys have your ETH ready for whatever you're trying to do. I don't know if you're trying to hodl the token, you're trying to sell it, whatever you're trying to do, have your ETH ready.
Yeah, you got to have your ETH ready for this one. It's going to be kind of crazy tomorrow. Hopefully, we can trade for it on, Uniswap or whatever's going to be the easiest way for you, because a lot of these centralized exchanges too are a pain in the butt to get in and out of, and they don't have a whole deep
Yes.
order book right now, so it's hard to get the tokens.
Oh,
I
yes.
found out tonight I'm going to get 586.47 Mavia tokens. They're going to open up at 80 cents. Hopefully they shoot up from there, but that's a nice, almost $500 or so worth of Mavia tokens. Can't be sad with that, right?
Of course, man. That's beautiful. That's perfect. That's because your land. That's because it's
I've
land, by
got
the way.
I got my
And
2 pieces of land I've been staking ever since, 2 years ago. So this was
yes,
one of those games that I never knew if it was going to make it or not. You mentioned that you created content for a while on this. When was the first time that you found out about Mavia?
I found out about Mavia long. They didn't even have no trailers or nothing back when I was looking into it. And then I did another review when they launched that official trailer when they had the girl crushing the little ruby gem. And I just looked into that and I was showing some of the artwork and stuff like that. So I've been here for a while. Honestly, I probably missed out on a couple good things, but probably about a year ago, I would say was my first video. I think
Wow.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget exactly when was. I think my first video. So I actually interviewed Wayne Riley about 8 months
Oh,
ago.
nice.
We talked about it, yeah, right before the beta rollout. And then my first video was the IGO, the initial game offering that they had about 18, 19 months ago. So yeah, it's been about 2 years of sitting here, staking my NFTs, guys. I mean, I'm sure that we've all had those tokens or those NFTs that you've got in the past that you forgot about, that you just like hoping that at some point they'd be worth something. And now we
Yeah.
finally are starting to see this pay off. I mean, what are some of your initial thoughts from playing this game? I know that it's crazy to see this sell off. I mean, it was oh, actually the floor price has gone back up. The
Oh, it
common
works.
land was down to about zero point 0.4 for a while. It looks like it shot back up to zero point 0.7. But what are some of your initial thoughts on the game? I know you've been out there playing it.
Man, I love it. It's fantastic. It's very similar to Clash of Clans, but they got their more advanced touches, a lot like gunfire and a lot of cool stuff going on. Honestly, man, I think it's a great investment on your end having that land. I think it's going to pay off a lot more in the future for you, bro. So definitely hold on to it. I know it allows you to access creation of alliances. I don't know if you looked into that yet.
Mhm.
There's a lot of cool stuff that comes with the land. So yeah, it's a really good investment, and the game itself is just fantastic. What's really cool about it, when it's a little different than Clash of Clans, is that they have their own like in-game kind of like storyline mission based sequence. I don't remember if Clash of Clans had that or not, but like they have like little missions you can go through, and you're fighting against these individuals trying to take over the Mavi land, and it's really cool. It's very entertaining, and the competitive nature behind it within the community is fantastic. People out there trying to conquer the leaderboard, getting trophies. Man, sometimes you wake up and you got raided for half of your stash. You know what I mean? Like, it's fantastic, man. I love it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
fun, and there's been a lot of really good content that's made about it. I know that you're going to do some, and I'm going to do some more. I just wanted to show this really quick trailer, 30 seconds. So in case you guys are unfamiliar, this was what they launched before, so you could see kind of how the gameplay is. We'll hop back on it right after this trailer.
Nice.
You know, you got to go out and get that ruby. I mean, I've been stacking my ruby now. You only get 100 each day, and it's going to be a 2 token system. So just so you guys know, there's going to be ruby and Mavia token. So the ruby token is going to be used in the game to buy items and do things. And then you can cash that out into Mavia token, and that's what you can swap on the decentralized exchanges for USDC or ETH or whatever. So I like that fact. And you mentioned about the land too. The one thing that I liked about land, guys, just in case you didn't know, is that this land you can rent it out. So,
Yep.
I wanted to have that passive income stream. And we'll talk about a couple of other games too that are going to have these passive income streams with them. But I like the fact that I can take my land, I can build on it, and then I can sell the land with all the buildings, or I can rent that land out to somebody and they can use it. They can get more Ruby tokens. They can build on top of it. They can improve my land for me and make more money from it. And then when they're done, I get it back with all the improvements that they've done. So my land's worth more and they've made more money from it as well. I mean, pretty cool tokenomics, right?
Beautiful. Like it's teamwork, man. Teamwork within the community. So I'm trying to tell you guys, like getting into projects early and doing stuff like this is incredibly valuable, you know? So make sure you guys keep your eyes open when you're looking inside the space and, and really keep your eyes open with these influencers, what they're talking about, what these gaming communities are going on. And yeah, man, take advantage. It's
Yeah.
a good grab.
We'll create some more content around the actual game itself for you guys, but needless to say, it's really fun. I mean, go out
Yes.
there, download it. It's free. You can go to the App Store or the Android Store, grab it, go play for a little bit. It's got its quirk. It's got a couple of things that need to be ironed out, but I really love the jetpack guy. I mean, that guy just came out of nowhere. He wasn't in the beta, and I played the beta for 3 months before the game actually launched. But what's your favorite aspect of the game so far?
I love those cars that can blow up the walls.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I love them, man. 'Cause it's really like a nice infiltration tactic. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you're fighting against people, man, like they build these little walls around their bases, and they're not impenetrable, but they're pretty hard to get through. So they have these little suicide cars, and they go through and they blow up the wall. They kind of blow themselves up, blow up the wall, and then you can rush all your little guys in there and attack them. It's like a little kamikaze effect. It's amazing. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it
I love
it is. It's fun. I mean, if you guys ever played Clash of Clans, I'm not gonna lie, it's exactly like Clash of Clans. The character is a little bit different. The gameplay is a little bit different, but those skeleton bombers in Clash of Clans, that's what I'm
it.
thinking about too. And those cars go and smash that wall down for you. I love those little skeletons that would come up with their bombs, lay them down at the wall, and boom! Next thing you know, you're rushing in and grabbing that base. Yeah.
And the heroes and the hero effect, man, how you can unlock the heroes. Like that's also another fantastic tactic. I haven't got mine yet. I'm pretty much finishing a whole bunch of stuff off, so I'll get mine. I think it's next. I think it's headquarter 4. I don't know,
Hmm.
maybe 4 or 5. I think. So I'll be getting my little hero soon. But yeah, man, they have that as well. So these special little hero characters they can unlock, and they can like really run things on the battlefield. You know,
Yeah.
yes,
I didn't think about it, but I should have just opened it up so that everybody could see. I mean, this is my base right now. And so
oh,
I'll
I
let
see
you
that.
comment on what you think. Maybe somebody's already attacked me. Probably somebody has attacked me already
Oh yeah,
because, there's so many damn people in here that want to steal your resources. It pisses me off. Oh
there
yeah,
you
there
go.
you go.
They got you.
Defeat.
They
I,
got you.
I didn't I didn't lose too much. I mean, he got a little bit from me, but my base is coming along pretty well. You've got to build it out. I've got my walls. I've got my hero pedestal like you were talking about. I just got
Yep.
this, which is nice. So now I got my hero that can go into battle with me and also defend my base. But I just leveled up to base headquarters level 4, and so that
Nice.
gave me unlocked a
Nice.
bunch more stuff. Yeah. So
Yep, yep.
as you
I
can
like
see, guys, this is really like Clash of Clans. My whole strategy when I was doing the beta was to make my pedestals, my rally points as big as possible, because you can go in there and you can steal people's resources real easy. It takes a long time to like
yeah.
mine your gold and your oil, but when you're going out there, if you have a bunch of guys, if you have a bunch of guys that you can outman the other base, you can go in there and steal all their resources real easily. So that's what I've been trying to do. You have any strategies so far you've been using?
Real quick, what I like about your base is that he spread it out a lot. So what's going to have to happen with him is the people are going to have to be planting really far out from his resources. So they're gonna have to make a little far walk to get to that initial mid wall. See how it shows that little barrier, guys? It shows like the discoloration. The only way you're gonna be able to attack him is to plant them on that border line right there. And they're gonna get shot up by the time they get to the wall. So that's a really good tactic. But me,
Hmm.
mine's a little different. I put my turret systems inside of my initial wall, so they can kind of shoot the guys while they're trying to break the wall, you know.
Gotcha.
And it's a little bit more a little bit more compacted. I kind of like your tactic though, so I might take that into consideration. I kind of like
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure people can't get in and steal all my resources. I mean, when you're building your base, it's just pisses you off like nothing else. When you go to bed with 50,000 gold, you wake up with 5,000. It's just like, oh man,
But the shield does help, man. Like that five
it
hour shield
does.
you have now, they can attack you for 5 hours. So you have a little time to gather up resources and try to use them. But I know when you get to that higher level, it's going to be harder to use the resources because everything's going to be a little bit more expensive. So you're gonna have to
Hmm.
gather them up for a little bit longer time. But in
Yeah.
the early stages, take advantage of the shield, guys. The shield is needed.
Yeah,
Take advantage.
that shield definitely helps out a little bit, and you can see the difference. You've got your aircraft factories, you've got a lot of different things in the game that it's very Clash of Clans like. Some of the cool things though is that you can go kind of outside your land. I don't know if you've gone exploring a little bit, but there's some
Yes,
like there's some other stuff out here that I'm like, okay, what is this? There's like some ruins, and here's the balloon, so you can kind of move the camera around. You can get
yeah,
the view from above, and there's some stuff going on over here too.
the skeleton
So
thing. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Lots of cool little intricacies happening there, which I was like, that's awesome because in Clash of Clans, obviously you're kind of stuck in
Yeah,
your little square. You
yeah,
can't get out of it. But I love the fact in Clash of Clans that we got to have our clan, and we do the clan wars. So I can't wait
yeah.
until like PvP. Everybody's been clamoring for it in DFK and all the other games, but PvP is where it's at, right? I want to be able to go out there and fight against my friends. Get bragging rights and all that stuff. So I can't wait for the whatever they're going to call it inside of Mavia. That'll be fun.
That's gonna be cool. Alliance Wars or something like that. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff going on. A matter of fact, have you done an alliance yet or no?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I know that, yeah, Classy did his alliance and, invited a bunch of people out there, and I was like, oh, cool, I got to go check that out. But yeah, I haven't done any alliances yet.
Well, who knows? Maybe me and you can get together. You got some land. I could be one of your warriors. You know what I mean? Maybe we can get together somehow, create like a DFK team inside Mavia or something like that. Get some DFK
Exactly.
people. That would be kind of cool to do, guys. So stay
Exactly.
tuned.
So is this the game that takes us to the next level? I mean, is this the game? I played Champions Arena, and I know
Yeah.
Sergeant Filthy McNasty did with me for a while, and they got 100,000 downloads in a week, and I was like, wow, this is a lot. But with 1 million downloads in less than a week, I mean, is this the game that brings in the masses? Are we going to see 10 million? Are we going to see 20 million? 30 million people come and start playing Mavia. What do you think?
I think mobily, for sure. Mobily, it's definitely helping, but I think the key is going to be for Web3 to really take over Epic Games. I think that's going to be the key what brings in a majority of like the people that play Xbox and PlayStation. We need to get those guys in. And I think the best way is through Epic Games, and that's what Alluvium is doing. Alluvium is on Epic Games, which is where you would download the game, guys, if you do want to play Alluvium. There's a couple other Web3 games as well on Alluvium, and as you know, there's a whole bunch of games on Steam as well. But I think those are going to be the way to really, really bring a massive wave. But this is definitely taking over the mobile sphere 100% easy. 1 million downloads is fantastic.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I know Illuvium. I own some ILV tokens, but I haven't played the game yet. I know that you're a player of Illuvium. What do you think
Yes.
so far? I know that they're just kind of in their first preseason, their beta, if you will. But what are your initial thoughts on Illuvium?
My initial thought is it's fantastic. It's fantastic, but the thing about their arena is the arena isn't necessarily for everyone, because it's a strategical based game. So, a lot of people look at it and think you're just placing monsters wherever you want them, and they just battle each other on this arena, on this ring. But it's very strategical. You want to build a deck so you can actually build a specific set of alluvals that can do certain tactics to take down the opponent, right?
Mhm.
But what everyone in the community of Alluvium is waiting for is the big, huge release of Overworld. Now, Overworld is basically what you're seeing on the screen. Like, you're going and you're traveling around this open world setting, and you're catching aluvals, right? And that's what everyone's waiting for right now. They released another little trailer showing some aluvals actually walking around. Now, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be like the more Pokemon effect. They just kind of pop up on the screen and then you battle or whatever. But they're actually showing these things walking around, man, which is
Wow.
pretty cool. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm excited about. But they do have PvP for people out there that do want to compete and earn some tokens. You can fight against each other in PvP and win some stuff. Oh, there we go. Nice.
That's nice.
Some crystal
Two
there.
Noobs is
Yes.
always in the house. Love you, man. I'm hoping everything's good down in Thailand and that the
Nice.
donate program is going well. I mean, are you using that on your channel as well? Their donate 3 as he calls it.
Yes. When I do DFK content, most definitely, of course, always got to support them. They're doing fantastic work. I
They
love what they
are
do.
lots of stuff going on out there with the donate guys. Um, as far as Illuvium goes, you had mentioned that everybody's waiting for the overworld. When
Mm.
is the? Do they have a drop date for it? Has there been any mention of what that looks like? Is it going to be in the next weeks, months, or it's got to be sometime this year, right?
I believe it is sometime this year. I think they gave the quarter. I don't want to quote it. I think they gave a specific quarter of the year that they're going to launch Overworld. So I know they pushed it back from the original date that it was supposed to drop out, and they want to do some extra little add-ons and additions to it because the private beta that people are playing now, you're going through, you give an insight, fixing bugs, doing all that cool stuff. So I know they pushed it back a little. But you can request to actually play the overworld beta if you guys wanted to actually get in there and play. And for content creators, they're doing a creator program right now. So guys, make sure you look into that and earn you some alluvial tokens, man. You know,
Definitely. Good advice. Yeah, get out there, use the content creator programs, do what they're doing. I know that Mavia's initial launch date, global launch date was supposed to be October 31st of 2023. So, guys, that got pushed back 4 months. And when people give launch dates, it's always Murphy's law, right?
yeah,
Whatever's gonna happen happens, and you're gonna get screwed, and you don't want to piss people off because it's a Web3 game, and most of
yeah,
these Web3 games just take a lot of time. I mean, when you're dealing with brand new mechanics on a blockchain, it's going to take extra time. So I'm just happy that Illuvium's launching. I mean, I'm
yeah,
hoping. To me, this looked like the game
yeah,
that Mavia has already shown that it can become like 1 million people in the first week. I think Illuvium's that same game, right? Where
yeah.
we could see 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people come in here and play this game the first week.
Yeah, they can definitely do it. They can definitely do it. They already have a pretty massive community.
Hmm.
But I would definitely, if they release the whole entire game as a one giant set on Epic Games, I think they can do some big numbers, man. And the fact that they're supporting their entire Web3 space with the creator program is just phenomenal anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're supporting the whole entire space, guys. And you don't find many projects that do that. Like they're supporting everyone, not just themselves. And that's a noble thing for Alluvium, and it is on ETH and Immutable. So Immutable's built on ETH, so it is on that. And I've been seeing a lot of ETH games. I'm waiting for those really huge like Avalanche games, those really huge Solana games, because they're doing what is a Star Atlas. I'm waiting for those other chains to drop their really big titles.
Yep.
But right now, ETH is kind of doing some big things with Alluvium, big time, Mavia. It's like, dude, ETH is killing them.
ETH is gonna do it. I mean, the L2s are coming, the ZK rollups are coming, the
Mhm.
data availability layers are gonna be here. The airdrops, like we know, they're gonna be tokens will be falling from the sky. We'll talk about airdrops in just a little bit. Big shout out to some of the guys in the chat. I know they showed up. Sir Worm, Two Noobs,
What?
Sticks Intern. Love you guys. Hope all's doing well. We've been going through just a couple of games here until we get into some of the alpha that happened on today's Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms podcast this morning. I know that some of you have already seen that, but for me, for you guys to understand that there is a bigger world out there, including big time, which I am not familiar with. I know that Kong plays this online. I know that you've been playing a little bit about it. It's got a lot of crafting elements to it. I'm excited about this game. This again is kind of one of those more thought-provoking, role-playing games where that's my jam, right? I want to get out there. I want to think. I want to do things. I want to move my troops around. I want to, I want to be able to strategize. And I was
Yes.
like, okay, I want to get some information. So honest, tell me about it. What's all big time about?
Man, there's literally, how I look at it is there's two worlds going on within one game, right? So you got your a crafting world, which is like that in-game built economy, which a lot of people focus on that, and then you got something called your dungeon crawlers, which is kind of like me, the guys that
Mm-hmm.
actually play the in-game content, and we go there and we use those crafter items that the other individuals are making, and we go out there and we fight in dungeons and we gather our own resources, sell them on the market, and back and forth, back and forth. So
Mm-hmm.
there's basically two things, and the crafting element is just fantastic. I know that's Kong's world. Kong is really huge into the crafting element of big time. As you
Mm-hmm.
see right now, that's a forge where you're making your weapons there.
This
So
just
you
looks so cool to me, where they start with this little common sword down here, and then they end up with the fire sword of fire over here on the end. That's badass.
and you have to literally like craft through the rarities like that. So like if you start off with like a common sword, you get three common swords, then you can get an uncommon sword, and so forth, and you're moving up those tiers through the crafting element, right? Of course, you're gonna initially need some other little, like some steel or whatever resources they have, whatever the case may be. That is their big time token right there,
And
which
that's
is
been ripping, right?
yeah, and it's been used in game. So like, there's certain portals for like guys like me, dungeon crawlers, to go into, and some of them you need to have big time to access them. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to have the in-game token to access the dungeon. And there's some armor for you guys, some craftable armor, and some non-craftable stuff. They got all types of cool stuff going on there. As you see, you
Wow.
could, it's the same concept, rentals. You could rent your space. You could rent a whole bunch of stuff within game, so you can make money that way as well. I know Ellis, she's a streamer as well, a content creator, and she rents one of her items. I think she was said she was bringing in 400 a month renting one of her items.
Wow.
I don't want to quote that like that, but I'm pretty sure that's what she said. So that's something to look into as well. The economy is booming. The game has a really fantastic storyline. You're basically trying to put together time. Time has been fractured and broken, so you're trying to bring time back together. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic. You can buy some space. I think the cheapest space is a rare space. I think it's like $360.
Mm-hmm.
And then it moves up the tiers, so you can get some exalted space and stuff like that, which are obviously a little bit more expensive but more valuable, right?
Cool.
Yeah, I know Kong. He has an exalted time warden, I believe it was, or armory or something like that. That I guess on the market that thing sells for like 13K or something like that.
Wow.
So the economy is huge within this game, and they're really big on Twitch. Twitch is kind of like their streaming area. Like that's where they're really huge on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
personally trying to bring them to YouTube, and that's why I'm doing a lot of my shorts for them, trying to bring them
Mm-hmm.
onto YouTube. And that's kind of my little thing. There's the in game play right there. Do
Cool.
some do some run around, fighting some monsters and stuff. You can get together with a whole team of six people get together, and you guys can go through and conquer the world, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, we talked a little bit before stream too about you and Kong and I getting together, doing a little gameplay. You guys can give me a
Yeah,
tutorial on what to do. But yeah, this looks fun. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of like what I like to do. Is just go out
yeah,
there, do a little strategy, craft some items, go out and compete against some of these things. But yeah, this looks really cool, man. I'm
it's
excited about this.
yeah, it's very amazing, man. It's definitely something worth looking into. Especially for people that are investors versus players. So either one, if you're a player, look into it, have fun playing the game. You can make some money doing that. But if you're a big investor into games as well, it actually pays off pretty nicely. So
Cool.
I would definitely encourage people that want to get into economies of games to actually look into this.
Nice,
Long in the
nice.
building. What up, dude?
How you doing, Oolong? Good to see you,
Yeah,
man. Wanted to bring up the old guy on the block. The gaming boomers right here, the Gala games. I talked about this before, guys, and I was excited when Champions Arena hit 100,000 downloads after 2 weeks. Now we've
mm,
got Mavia that just hit 1 million downloads after less than a week. I
yep.
mean, I know that we're sitting on that game that's going to be 10, 20, 50, 100 million downloads, in that first month. And it's just going to be like, everybody's going to go like, wow, they're not going to look back, right? It's just going to be that one game that hits that triggers that mass adoption where you're looking at it like, wow, now everybody's playing this, right? Is it big time? Is it Alluvium? Is it Heroes of Mavia? What is it? What's that game going to be? But Gala, I'm excited about still because they have so many titles coming out. They just haven't had that hit yet, and I'm just like, have you paid attention to any of these Gala games that are coming out?
Yeah, I played a majority of them, man. I played Undead, the Undead Walking Undead Empires. I
Mm-hmm.
still play Champions Arena on my phone, still do some summons from time to time. I played Spider Tanks, which is fantastic, which I think we talked about that at one point in time.
Yep.
Spider Tanks, which is actually on owned as well. So you can actually, play Spider Tanks over on the owned little tournament section over there, and you can actually play Spider Tanks with people. And a couple other games I played as well. I like their games. They do fantastic work.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know.
they've got some good AAA games. It's just they're not Web3. That's the thing I think is that you've got to have the both elements combined
Yes.
properly. In a good way where it makes people go like, okay, this is my own asset. I own it. And people talk about Gala like, oh yeah, it's the Gala chain. They own the stuff. They want to sell it for the most price they possibly can. Which I think it's good and bad, right? I mean, you want to have the gaming studio make some money so that they can put out good titles, but at the same time, you want the players to feel like they own something that's worth, it's got value to them. It's not going to go down in value. Like most of these companies sell you their tokens or sell you their NFTs and they do nothing but go down.
Yep.
So when you've got a game like Mavia, all of a sudden where I bought mine originally, I think when it minted for zero point 0.3 ETH, and now that went up to over 1 ETH for a while. It's back down a little bit, but it's still up above mint value, which I like. I mean, at least people
Yeah.
are seeing that it's desirable. And when we hit the next bull run, right? Who knows? Some of
Who
these
knows?
things are just going to be like, I like this meow match. I like this cat. I want one. I'm willing to pay 20 ETH for it. Just give it to me right now, right?
That's what happens. That's usually how it
Yep.
goes along. But I think for Gala Games, man, I think the game that's gonna really hit for them is Mirandus.
Oh yeah.
I think Mirandus might be their game to break them out a little more because they have a really good economy in there, with
Hmm.
their NFTs and stuff. I think if they need to really market that game as good as possible. I think that can break them out if they market it correctly.
Yeah. And I met Bitbender and a bunch of the team that were here in San Diego for Comic Con this
Yeah.
year or last year, and it was cool. They set up a big thing in the Mission Brewery. All the beers were named after different Gala games, and they had like workstations set up all over the brewery with all kinds of brand new titles coming out. So they're making stuff. It's definitely a work in progress, but their token's still down around 2 cents or
Yeah.
I was accumulating it when it was like at a penny and a half, and I was like, man, it seems undervalued to me. But then again, so does everything in the space, right?
Everything. Yeah, everything is below, man. I wouldn't do too much. Don't get too sad yet, guys. Don't get too sad yet, guys. It's okay. We're gonna boost up. It's gonna boost up. Everything gonna get real nice. Everybody's working. The key is
Definitely.
Gala Games is building. Now, if they stop the building, then I will be nervous.
Yeah.
But
Got to keep building.
they're still
Got to
going,
keep
guys.
building.
Yep.
So what did
Yep.
we get today, guys? We got the time bar. This is
Yes.
the brand new event that got discussed in the pod earlier today with Dr. Zipper. If you guys missed this for any reason, go check it out. Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms had a great conversation with Dr. Zipper. They went through game mechanics, they went through all the different items right now inside of DFK, all the weapons, the mask, the pants, everything. Raf and Neindorf, they go into detail on it all, but the big thing to come out of it was the time bar. This is going to be how everything in the game now starts to act. So it's no longer sit there, wait your turn, and just go. This is like once it gets there, boom, it's your
Yes.
turn. And
Yep.
in turns can go forwards and backwards, and it's going to be one of those things where you get delayed, something happens, all of a sudden your turn's over, and that next enemy's going or that next person's going. But what do you think about this? Honest, is this pretty cool or what?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. And just the fact that they're consistently just dropping amazing stuff on the community is just incredible, dude. Like I think it's a fantastic idea. I can't
Yeah,
wait to actually, use it and actually put in some work with it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's fantastic.
yeah.
I
It's
love it.
when they first explained it, I was like, I have no idea what's going on with this thing, but I wanted, I need to
Yeah,
figure it out. I know we're
yeah,
getting close now. Hunts V2 is right around the corner. I could
yep.
kind of understand. I mean, it took me about a week and a half to figure out Hunts V1. And I got Wowie to come on the channel and he chatted with me and he's like, yeah, here's what you can do and here's what you should do and here's how you set things up and here's how you set up things. And then having you announce the Void Hunt tourney,
Oh,
you were like in my head. I could hear myself thinking, and you're like, is he going to use the multi shot? Yeah, he's going to use that. He's going to power up. Now he's going to use the rapid shot. And I was like, you've got to come up with that strategy that's going to beat that enemy. And now the boars are going to be, they're going to be the bottom of the rung. The next enemy is going to be just more powerful and going to be more difficult. So, oh man, I'm looking forward to this.
and it really reminded me of like an actual like UFC fight. You know what I mean? Like, because when they're in the octagon, you got everybody screaming around them. What's gonna happen? Like, oh, it's round three. You know what I mean? Like people going crazy, and it was fantastic, man. I had a blast doing that tournament, man. I can't wait for the finals event, the playoffs, which is coming real soon, guys. Stay tuned. Be patient. It's coming. We're working. We're working.
Yeah, you guys did a great job, and to let
Appreciate
you know too, I think we could drop a little alpha here. I'm really been working hard behind the scenes because I know that you and Sticks Intern and the entire Mythia squad, Beeve's been asking me and Mosh and everybody else. I'm trying to get a guaranteed prize pool for every tournament going forward. So I know that Fox kicked it off on a high note, donating 500 jewel to everybody who made it through all six. So that's like 6,000 jewel right there that's going to be
it.
given out. But we're going to try to get like a good sizable crystal and also two greater crystals and greater stones donated to anybody who wants to do a void hunt, because you guys put a lot of time and effort into it. And a big shout out to you. I know Sticks Intern's got a birthday coming up here this weekend, and happy birthday to him. I'm going to be
Yes.
buying some drinks for him in East Denver when we're there in the end of the month. But yeah, it's just like, these
Nice.
tournaments are what's gonna really fuel the economy going forward, and I'm excited about it. I mean, I'm happy. I was so excited when it got announced, but then I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can spend 6 hours. But you guys made it worth it. I mean, the 6 hours went by really quick. I was like, man, I could have continued playing, but getting knocked out in the sixth round was like, you never know what you're going to get with these tournaments. But it was fun, man. What did you think? What was your favorite part of the first tournament?
Well, just honestly, just the community coming together and making it so easy, man. Usually when you put a whole bunch of people together that are from all different walks of life, it could be chaotic.
Hmm.
But this community, man, is so much more amazing than you can imagine. You know what I mean? And everybody came through and really made it so smooth. No one was complaining. Everybody waited their turn, enjoyed, talked a little. I just like being together with the community. That was my favorite part, to be honest.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun being in the Discord and hanging out and the voice chat, and
Yeah,
everybody showed up. It was like you get little
right.
tidbits here and there from Starbuck and Mosh and Beeve, and then when SI got knocked out in the first round, I was like, oh man, that's Murphy's Law right there. You put on your own tournament, you get knocked out in the first round.
I was like, oh
Uh,
no. Oh no, but the tournament is just something I always wanted to do in DFK anyway. I just didn't know what would be a proper time or a proper thing to use for it. And honestly, I was nervous doing the boar hunt tournament because it's not necessarily like a player versus player thing. But then we kind of broke it down like let's just compete, and I
mhm.
was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So for those of you too that got a chance to see the Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms podcast this morning, you also got a chance to catch the
Yes.
spreadsheet right here, which I hadn't seen before. So I was kind of excited because it's got all the weapons on there currently, and Raf and Neindorf were dissecting everything. In fact, the ADFK tool, the Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms tool, has already got what your heroes do with a specific item, so you can equip that item inside of their their app, and you can see exactly what kind of damage you're going to get, what kind of bonuses you're going to get, everything about it. But one of the things that Dr. Zipper went over, and I think that everybody should probably hear, and we can do a little alpha drop for that because it's kind of cool, right?
Oh
It's
yeah,
time
sure.
to drop some alpha.
So all these weapons, guys, just like potions, are going to go away at some point. I mean, it's not going to be tomorrow, and it's not going to be for Hunts V2 probably, but at some point, all of the weapons right now are loners.
Yep.
And I don't know. I was like, I'm always a little bit kind of I always think like, okay, yeah, we've got these things that we can use, but as soon as the weapons go away, we're going to have a whole different dynamic that's thrown into the game as well. I'm
Yeah.
super excited about Bring Your Own Potion, which I'm sure you are as well, because it's going to change that sync, and it's going to allow people to actually have to use their materials. But when you have to craft your own stuff, we were just talking about big time, right? You've got the
Yep.
big time, everything that's going on with big time right now, and it's like, okay, if you're going to be crafting and doing all of your in-game items, all of a sudden the economy changes a lot. And just like you were saying, where Kong's creating different things where it's worth 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand. Can you imagine those in-game items that all of a sudden are the mythic one
Yep.
out of one? You
Yep.
crafted this thing. It took you a year to put it together. You had to put three greater,
Off the
enchantments
field.
on it. And then
Yep.
next thing you know, you're like, okay, this is a one out of one item. I want to put this on my Dread Knight when I go into battle. What's it worth? I mean, what do you think some of these items are going to be worth?
Man, I think the economy is going to boom. And real quick, if anybody does want access codes to big time, please let me know. Please message me on X. I will help you out. But yes, the economy, man, of DFK is going to explode. Even just bring your own potions is going to help the economy a lot as well. I'll, I honestly, I have no idea what the value is going to jump to, but a one for one item in DFK will be huge.
Oh my God.
Will be huge because just like the other day, I feel like there wasn't that many Dread Knights, and now everybody wants that Dread Knight. Everybody's creating those Dread Knights. So
Yeah.
once people see like an item like that, everyone's gonna want one. You know what I
It's
mean?
gonna it's gonna be so cool.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
you
beautiful.
I mean, it just reminds me of like when Gen Zeros were selling for 120,000, 150,000. I think the highest one I ever saw sell was like $180,000, and I was like,
It's
man,
crazy.
it bugged me because I didn't buy one when I could have for 6,000, and I was like, I
Yeah,
couldn't justify it in my head because I was like trying to do the math, like how many times do I have to summon to make this worth it? Not thinking that when it's desirable, when somebody wants it, it's like a bored ape, it's like a crypto
yep,
punk, it's like a
yep,
pudgy penguin. They
hmm,
want it. It doesn't matter what the price is. Whatever the
yep.
price is, they're going to pay for it because I like that one. I want that one. And
That
if
one.
it's that Dread Knight, or if it's that suit of armor, if it's that weapon, I mean, just going through big time with you right now and checking it out and seeing like all the different collectibles, all the different items. And then, the forge right here, you're just pointing out, yeah, you take three commons, move it in all the way up to this, this mythic sword, which is probably in that, 10, 20, 30,000 dollar range, right? I mean, these are the things that we want to play. These are the cool things about these games that we're like so excited about, right?
Yeah, and speaking on one for one, there's a individual that received, I think, 1 million big time token, and he created a one for one weapon in big time. So speaking on one for ones, this guy did it in big time. I want to see it in DFK. You know,
Nice.
I want to see it in DFK, and I that's the one thing I'm excited about the most in DFK, guys, is crafting. I
Oh
am
man.
massively excited for crafting. I'm building my crafter, guys, the best that I can. So I'm excited about that, and I hope you guys are too. You know,
Yeah.
crafters.
So we got a chance to go through Illuvium. We got a chance to go through Mavia. We got a chance to take a look at all of these different games that are going to be dropping here from the Gala games. You've got Mirandus, you've got those fun things. We've got DFK, we know all about. We've got all kinds of stuff that's happening in Web3 right now. What are your top three? If you, and I don't want you to tell me projects, I don't want you to tell me, what you think. Like, you've got a limited budget right now. Do you want to buy some tokens? Do you want to buy some NFTs? Do you want to maybe get into a game and start crafting? What are your top three? We've all got limited amount of time in the day. And after this pod, I'm going to go and I'm going to play some Mavia because I want to get my base to, I want to get my whatever they call it, headquarters to level 5, which is going to cost
Exactly.
me 700,000 gold, which is going to take me all night to do. And then I also too want to quest my heroes. I want to go into the fights. I want to get myself another Gorbo. I want to find a couple of other things, and then I want to do those two things. And that's going to take me probably 2-3 hours tonight. But I've only got limited amount of time, and now I'm like, I want to play
Yes.
big time. I want to go check out Illuvium. But anyway, honest, give me your top three. What are the top three things you're looking for in 2024?
Well, I'm always keeping my eyes open for in-game economies. I think that's one of the hugest thing inside any of these games because that's what Web3 is in-game economies to me. So any game that has like a really good in-game economy, that's probably where you're going to be finding, to honest that. And I think
Hmm.
I found my top 3 games that are going to have really booming economies and actually kind of already do, which is DeFi Kingdoms, which I know you don't want to name projects, but I have no choice because
So what are you
I'm on.
doing in DFK? Are you buying jewel though? Are you buying heroes? Are you
Yes.
making those monsters? Are you throwing them in the pit? What's your strategy?
My strategy, I'm trying to build out. Basically, there's 3 paths on these codexes, right? There's 3 paths. I want to have at least one really good hero for each path on that codex. So 3 pirates, 3 monks, 3 all that. That's what I'm going to keep for me to actually enjoy and play the game. Everything outside that realm will be into the economy, selling things or crafting things, whatever, stacking jewel, even stacking a little bit of crystal from time to time, because I don't think crystal is going to stay low like that forever neither. So,
Hmm.
stacking a little bit of everything, kind of keeping that up. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm building my own little team and selling things on the market and stacking some jewel and some crystal.
So out of the
Yeah.
two strategies, I don't know if you watched both of them last week that I do with Esper and Carrot Kit. So you got Carrot Kit that's building 10,000 hero army.
Yeah.
You see the crystals in Twitter that he put together.
Yep.
He's cracking open, and then you got
Yep.
Esper with his 28 Arctic PJ heroes, all mythic and legendary. So out
Yep.
of those two strategies, it sounds like you're taking the Esper strategy. Are you going for those monsters?
Yep. Yeah. I'm taking
Okay.
that same strategy because I remember I was one it was once said that this game wasn't necessarily designed for everybody to have 1 million heroes. And when I play boar hunts and I play any of these, I'm assuming all these hunts you're gonna have a team of 3, you know?
Right.
So me, I play the game and I will use whatever other heroes that I'm not using to craft items and play with that economy. You gotta have something to play with the economy. I don't think I'm gonna need 100,000 of them, but at least something to keep my game fueled so I don't have to throw money into it, right? And
Hmm.
that way I can continuously have fun and enjoy the game and get a little bit of profits off the top and keep moving that way. And I think big time is going to be the same concept, and I think Illuvium is going to be the same concept as well. I think those 3 games are going to boom with their economies, and that's actually the games on my schedule, and that's usually what I play the most. You
I
know?
love it. I love it. Yeah, I know that I think the guys from Bogside, I'm pretty sure I heard that, Franz and Guy Kid and Maddie had alluvial land. Do you
Yeah.
know, do you happen to know offhand if they do?
Not offhand, but I think I heard similar things. I'm not sure. If you guys
Yeah.
do and you guys do watch this video, hit me up. But
Definitely. I think the fun thing about Web3 is getting together and collabing
yeah,
on all of these different games, right? Because, it'd be fun to have some alluvials inside of DFK. It'd be fun to have some heroes fight, get some alluviums inside of Alluvia.
yeah,
It's just like you've got all these different opportunities when it comes to Web3, which you don't have a whole lot in Web2. Nobody wants to cross pollinate because it's all my money. It's my IP, my tech. I don't want you, doing in my land. But when it comes to it, even I was just even thinking of Mavia, right? Because you've got the Mavia land, and you've got the ability to have Mavia tokens or have some type of what do they call them right now? The sponsored Vizzies inside of DFK. So you could
yeah,
have some of these characters. You could have the guy with the jetpacks. You could have some of these really cool avatars that come into different games, and I'm just like, wow, this is really cool. This is super cool. And then when you have the sponsorships, like we just finished the Tales of Illyria sponsorship, where they gave away 25,000 Arbitrum tokens, and Arbitrum's almost at $2 right now.
yeah,
So that's a
yeah,
$50,000 giveaway for a prize pool, and it was all because Arbitrum's doing their STIP program right now. So they gave Arbitrum tokens to everybody in their ecosystem to try to build up more. And I'm
yeah,
like, wow, that's great. I mean, these prize pools, the tournaments that you guys are running, the tournaments that the entire community should be running from now on, it's like we got to get together, get some sponsorships,
yeah,
get some other Web3 projects out there. If it's Mavia giving Mav tokens, Arbitrum giving some Arb tokens, Ronin giving some of the Ronin tokens,
exactly.
even Axie, I don't know why, but I always go back to, hey, they're the ones that are they're the Ethereum, right? They're the ones that everybody wants to go out there and kill, but nobody's going to be able to do it because they've just been around for so long. So many people have made so much money, and they have so many
Mhm.
assets that. But I
They did
love
it.
the fact that we could even have Axes inside of DFK, or have DFK heroes fight against Axes, right? Wouldn't that be cool?
Man, I think that's like the number one thing that we should be talking about on Twitter as us content creators, man. The DFK technology, what DFK's team has made, and what they're actually really doing.
Mhm.
Like, man, we can send NFTs from one chain to another, attached with other NFTs. Like, like that's huge, man.
It's
I don't know about you guys, but I play a lot of games and I haven't seen that. Me
yeah,
personally. I don't know if anybody else has. If you have, please let me know. But I haven't seen that. That's the only
no,
game I know that's able to be cross chain with their NFTs. That's absolutely
yeah.
fantastic. And definitely shouldn't be slept on. I think it should be celebrated heavily because these guys work hard and I'm proud of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the tech is amazing, and you're right.
Yeah.
There aren't any cross chain games. I mean, DFK is the only one because it uses layer zero technology, and
Yep.
you've got to be able to mint one token on one chain and burn it on another chain so that you don't have two of the same thing. And getting those two things done at the exact same time is it's a challenge, right? I mean, you've got two different, completely different blockchains that don't know anything about each other, and you've got assets that should be the same on both of them, and they're going to have different contract addresses. They're going to have different things going on. But yeah, getting that, and then not only getting that, but getting the equipment to travel with them as well. I mean, you're right. That's just a
Huge.
it's just a huge technology challenge. One
Yeah.
of the things that Doug Hype said in the chat is that he's actually starting to Twitch, and I heard that on his Twitter Spaces as well. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to own Twitch," and I was like, "Fantastic, brother! I mean, we need to get some good Twitch streaming together because I know that Big Time is all about Twitch.
Yeah. On Twitch. Yep.
Illuvium. There's a lot of places, and I know that DFK would be great with the next Void Hunts coming out.
Yep.
We want to
On
be all
Twitch.
about Twitch too. Just get some of these tournaments on there and let people see it. Let people get excited about it. Let people see some of these really cool one of one items. You know,
Yep.
Dr. Zipper also said today in the stream earlier with Raf and Neindorf, out of all these items, none of the top tiered items have been found yet. So
What?
even though every single one of the items has been discovered,
But
none of
not
the
the
ones with the highest
percentage.
potential percentages have been found. So I was
That's
like, whoa, I don't know if anybody actually knows that yet. That's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, I checked before the stream and yep, it hasn't, none of the top tiered items have been found yet. So I'm like, whoo, we're scratching the surface here, brother.
and guys, remember, man, those amulets. We haven't even touched the surface on amulets or any of the other stuff. Like, dude, I don't think we really comprehend what's coming. Armor, like, dude, holy smokes, man. Like, holy smokes. I'm
So
sitting here
much.
enjoying the time waiting for this DFK to drop some fire. And as they do, they're keeping us entertained, they're keeping us having fun, they're keeping us making some coin. Like, what's not to love, man? What's not to love?
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have a lot of really cool experiences on your hands. If you're looking at Alluvium, Big Time, DFK,
Yep.
Mavia, I mean, I'm just looking at these four right now and I'm thinking like, okay, I've only got like 12 hours a day to go out there and play these games, but I'm excited because each one's so different. I want to go out there. I want to own a couple of items in every single one of them because I want to go out there and do my Alluvium fight. I want to go out there and craft some really cool items inside of Big Time. I want to go out there and have my Legion of Heroes and be able to, go out there and fight them and kill some boars and kill some other creatures inside of DFK. And when it comes down to Mavi, I'm like, maybe I'm just gonna have to rent out my land because I ain't gonna have time to play it, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But speaking on that, speaking on all these games, I'm really focusing on a wide variety. And that every Sunday I do a new game because I'm really taking in Doug's Hype's owned tournament system that they got going on. There were multiple games and tournaments going on, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the same thing's inevitably going to happen with all these games. All these
Right.
games are gonna have tournaments of a whole bunch of different communities coming through, playing, battling each other, making some coin, having fun. So having a little bit of chunk of a couple cool games that you really like. And hey, if we have a big enough community in DFK, we might be able to do our own cross game tournaments and have a blast. You know what I mean? And keep growing that community by bringing other communities in with us. And that's kind of the way these games and communities actually boom off by combining and unifying as a team.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely. There's
yeah.
there's so much happening. I mean, it's exciting right now. I know that Stick Intern said he wished he had 12 hours in a day. Dude, you just got to not sleep. I mean, you can spend 12 hours being an attorney and 12 hours gaming, if you just don't sleep at all. Um,
What do you think? Yes,
but but yeah, when it gets down to it, it's gonna be a fun 2024. I mean, I spend usually half my day now looking at games and half my day searching out projects and airdrops and other things that are happening inside of the crypto space. But I just see it as going nothing but up from here. I mean, there's just really no catalyst that I see on the horizon that are negative. I mean, we've got the elections coming up, which could be kind of tense. You know, we've got two
of course.
geriatrics that are probably going to be running for president. I hope that, you know, nobody dies on the way to the election. But,
Tell me
you know,
about
other than that, it's like the economy's going to want to go up. Everybody's going to want to have good times for these elections. You know that when there's an election year, all the politicians, doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever, they just want one thing: a good economy, low gas prices, everybody being happy so that they get voted for. Yeah. So
That's
I'm
it.
excited about that. You've got the ETH ETF, which is probably going to come up here. We've got the Bitcoin happening. We've got interest rates probably going down. Whew. I mean, this year's set up to be really good for all of us. I mean, what do you think? Are we going nothing but up from here?
Nothing but up, man. Nothing but up. Nothing but up. And of course, as always, guys, pick your things wisely because there's gonna be a lot of things going up, but unfortunately, we can't get our hands on everything. None of us can. No one can grab everything, you know?
Right.
So pick the things you like, pick the things you believe in, do your research, and really, really focus. And of course, also don't forget the outside world investing as well, properties, stuff like that to help fuel you. You know what I mean? Because this can take up your time and you don't want to mess up what you got going on at home as well. So make sure you guys are thinking about that as well. That's important. You know,
Definitely. Very wise words there were spoken. So make sure that you guys are out there. You know, we've come through this entire crypto cycle together. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you leave a comment down below. What's your favorite project? I mean, what are you excited about? I know that you guys are probably DFK fans. You've been with me for this entire ride. I'm excited to watch it rise back up again. I think that we've got lots of really good catalysts that are coming. I'm excited about Alluvium. I'm super excited about Mavia getting 1 million downloads. You know, all this stuff is just, it's really, really bullish right now. I mean, I see a lot of more crypto people coming into space. And just like I said, when it comes to airdrops, that's basically the Fed printing money for anybody in crypto. I mean,
yep.
when the Fed prints $1 trillion and hands it out to every man, woman, and child in the US, you know, when there's some type of catastrophic event, you know, like COVID, we're going to print money and hand it out to everybody so the economy goes up. Well, when crypto airdrops come, that's just like billions, if not trillions of dollars coming in. And everybody who owns one, you know, has some of this airdrop, just goes out there and spends it, or they put it into some project, or they do something else with it. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. I'm happy that you could come on, chat about this. I'm excited to
Sure.
get you and Kong on at some point too, to talk about big time. I'm going
Yeah.
to let you leave with the final thoughts, brother. Anything that you want to leave the audience with tonight? And, you know, what are you most excited about? What's the one thing that gets you up and says, man, this is going to be a good day?
Man, community support from everyone, people out there showing love to one another, growing, building, and of course, you guys know me, gaming, man. Seeing where gaming's come from Nintendo to Final Fantasy 7 to Halo to this. This is what keeps me going, man. I'm a gamer at heart, always have been. And to see what gaming has become is I'm gonna rise with it because I'm a gamer. And that's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna rise together in gaming. Let's do this. Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome,
Well,
brother. You heard it here. Take care of yourself. Make sure you get some time outside. Even though Worm doesn't go outside much, what does outside even mean, brother? I get you. I get you. You got to go out there. You got to enjoy things from time to time. But there are a lot of good things to be bullish about. You
yeah.
know, it's a lot of there's a lot of great things. And Binks, I'll talk to you more about what's going on in Mavia as soon as we've got some more details on the tokenomics and what's happening. Right now, you can go out there and you can stack Ruby. So all you got to go and do is play and get enough Ruby each day, which right now is 100. So you got to win like 5 battles when it comes to Mavia. You can get that Ruby token and either use it in game or cash it into Mavia. That's what we know about it right now. But there'll be more details that we'll come up with. And Honest and I'll come on again. We'll probably chat on his channel. Make sure that if you haven't, guys, go out there to ALP. Listen to him. He's got some great content and even shorts. So if you're short on time, you can go out there and get 60 seconds worth of time. Make sure that you're supporting, Twitter as well. You've got all the friends out there. You've got Grady. You've got the Karate Combat fights coming up. It's a great time to be in crypto, guys. And with that, I'll leave you with this. If you or someone you know is developing a Web3 project and would like to come on the show, please leave a comment down below or direct message me on Twitter. We can set up a time and talk about your project and how you're changing the world and allowing people to own their own digital assets on the blockchain. Until next time, here's another video that I'm sure you're going to love, and let's all help build a more decentralized world together. Thanks for watching.